Hello, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Welcome if you're new. Um, so today I have a really cool deck. It is the Tarot of the Sephiroth, I believe is how you pronounce that. I'm not 100% sure. Um, so this deck is super cool. This is the second edition. Um, you can find it online. I got it on eBay. I do see it online and I see it on eBay. I see it on lots of different places. The thing about it though is I don't know if it was just like super popular or I'm not sure what the deal is, but I haven't seen it for less than like 350, sometimes $400. It goes for a lot of money. It is a very cool deck. I got it before I even knew what it was. I didn't even know that people were interested in it. I didn't know what it sold for. I just got it from someone who I assumed didn't know what it was. So the cool thing about this deck is that it is based on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. So basically, the way that the deck works is, and I'll be able to show this more in, like whenever I flip the camera and show you, but essentially, all of the majors represent each of the points between the passages between the spheres on the Tree of Life. So there are 11 spheres, and there's one passage connecting each of those 11. So there's 22. And each of the cards, each of the majors, is drawn. The way that the art is, you wouldn't necessarily notice it, but you can see these are the spheres. And that is the go-between. So essentially, you could lay all 22 cards out and it would form the Tree of Life, which is really cool. The court cards are, let me see if I can grab them real quick and I'll show you. So the court cards all also have this quarter of a sphere. So every court for all the suits has this. And then there are coordinating gray spheres from each suit. So you can put 4. You could have the suits are Princess, Prince, Queen, King. So you'll have one of each of those, and they'll form one sphere. And the 4 spheres that they use, I believe, are black, gray, yellow, maybe. And then the 10th one, all the way at the bottom, the colors that represents, or that represent that sphere, it's 4 different ones. So that sphere, when you put the court together, it makes a circle that's divided into 4 quadrants, and all of them are different colors. So that is another really cool, weird part about it. And then the actual Pip cards, which are, I mean, they're pretty Pippish. The 10 of them, they all have a circle, and the circle coordinates to one of the spheres on the Tree of Life. And those spheres all are color coordinated. So, I mean, you can find all that information in the little white book, or, I mean, obviously if you don't have this little white book because you don't have the deck, then You can find it online. This is, oh, of course, it's so bright. Yeah, there you go. That is the Tree of Life with all of the colors. So it's really cool, and the way that the guidebook is laid out is fun and really informative too. So let's just take a look at the Fool, and I'll read you what the guidebook says about that. So it breaks it down into what's pictured on the card, energies of the path of the card, and then the evolutionary state. So pictured on the card is the personification of potential upheld by the spiral of the first breath of creation. And then the energies of the path, it says new undertakings, new understanding, fearless enthusiasm, liberty, and happiness. And then the evolutionary state is undefined potential, originality, and simplicity. So it breaks down the card as emotion and not just like a stagnant feeling. Like it gives you, it shows you like the potential of what that card means, which is a really cool way to think about the tarot, instead of just seeing it as like a basic, like this is where I am now. I like that it breaks it down and shows you like what that feeling could become for you, instead of just like, okay, I feel whatever, melancholy, and then that's it. Like, yeah, so that deck is really, really cool. The book is written by Josephine Maury and Jill Stockwell, and the artist that did it is Dan Staroff. So, without further ado, I'm gonna flip the camera and do a little walkthrough and let you see all of the cards because they are really cool. And I'll show you how they connect when I do that also. Okay, so here is the tarot of the Sephiroth. There's the side of the box, the top of the box, the other side of the box, the bottom, the back. Yeah, so the deck comes with a little white book, of course, which we'll get into in a second. And then it comes with 2 extra cards, as these decks standard, typically do. As you can see, it is slightly wider than a standard US Games deck card, and it's shorter. So the whole profile of the card is a little kind of chunky and squatty, but also really cool. So here is the guidebook, which is really well written. This is the 2nd edition. So it has information about the deck and how it is structured. Here is a sample Tree of Life so that you can be able to tell which of these, the major arcana are all of these lines that connect the spheres. So you could look at whichever, like the Fool, for example, is gray and white. So the Fool represents this line. And it's cool because on the card, you could find the other white, the one that goes between white and black, and put them side by side, and it would create the Tree of Life. So, that is how the majors are. And then here's some information about the artists and stuff, and then here's the major arcana. And I like that it gives you like information as if it was like emotion, not necessarily just a stagnant feeling. So this is a really cool deck. And then it gives you information about the minor Arcana. They are structured so that each of them has a bubble. Let me see. Each of them has a bubble, and they all represent, they're all different colors. So like you can see there's the green one, a red one, a blue one, a black one, a gray, white. They represent each of the spheres. And then obviously I'll show you how these fit together, how the court cards work after I do the flip through. Because the court cards are cool too. Okay, so we have the Fool, the Magician. So you can see that's so perfect that it worked out this way. See how you can overlap them and then that finishes that sphere? And if you do this with all of them, then you'll end up with the Tree of Life. So we have the High Priestess, the Empress, which is, it's just fun because like if you don't know that that's what it is right off the bat, it doesn't look like it just looks like a design choice. Like this one, you could barely even tell that that's what it is. But I just love this art. I don't know. It's such a cool, weird deck. And the colors are so bright and so like, I don't know what it is. Like this should not be a deck that I like. It is not typically my art style. This sort of like comic book sort of like drawing of the faces and stuff is not normally my cup of tea. But it's really cool. Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, kind of gives you a little Egypt vibe again. The Star, the Moon, just so cool. The whole design and everything is just so cool. The Sun, Judgment, so much symbolism. The Universe. And then we go into Wands. And the Wands are pretty pippish, I'm not gonna lie, but there's something about it that really doesn't bother me. So Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So all of the 10s are like this. They're all the colors that represent the 10th sphere on the Tree of Life. So essentially, if you did lay them all out, you would essentially have 4 cards per sphere, because you would have the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. And then Princess, Prince, Queen, King. And then we move into the discs, which would be Pentacles, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, which is the Tree of Life, which is cool. And then Princess, Prince, Queen, King, Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, did I skip one? Nope. 9, 10. Princess, Prince, Queen, and King. And then we have the cups, Ace, 2. I think the coloration in the cups are my favorite. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, again with the Tree of Life, Princess, Prince, Queen, and King. Alright, now let me get the court cards and see if I can show you exactly what I mean about how they connect to each other. So we have Princess of Wands, Princess of Discs, Princess of Swords, and the Princess of Cups. So see how they all work together? So this would be the 10th sphere of the Tree of Life. And then, let me see if I can get another one. Prince, 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 and Prince. So this is the yellow, which is the 6th sphere. It's the one right in the middle. So that's how the court cards work. They all work together to form one of the spheres. So yeah, a really cool deck, a really cool system. Unfortunately, I have not seen it for a reasonable amount of money since I bought this one. But it's not that old either. It came out in 1999. It does pop up. You just have to be patient and, you know, see what you're willing to spend on it. I will say, of the vintage decks that I have, at least this has like a cool factor or something that is really unique about the way that the system works, and it isn't just like gimmicky because, you know, it's not like it's selling for a lot of money because people just want it for the sake of wanting it. Like, it actually does have something cool and interesting and unique to offer. So, good luck hunting and finding, and I hope you enjoyed this.